Hey guys, my apologies. My doggies were barking when I made the prior video. We're going to redo it, but redo it faster this time because I'm literally about to get my car to go ahead and go up north to New Jersey, then Maine for my mini vacation. Let's go right to it. Here's how to fix Social Security, the funding crisis that's specifically going on right now. One thing, like, subscribe, leave 5-star reviews, but this time I'm not saying leave 5-star reviews for specifically the law firm. This thing right here, would you please? I really want you to do this because I've been working and kicking my butt super hard on this project, which is basically the Marble Mountain Horse Estate. I'm going to put in the chat section, as this is essentially the thing that I'm trying to help my parents out with. I've restored the family farm in New Jersey, and bottom line is there's the 5-star review option. If you get a chance, please click that. I would super appreciate it. That's the 5-star review link. Now let's get right into this. Number one, raising the Social Security full retirement age, essentially taking it from, 67 to maybe 68, 69, 70 years old, and then the maximum retirement age from 70 to potentially 75. Not a popular option. Number two, using a less aggressive COLA. That's what a lot of politicians are asking for. I think that's moronic, and here's why. We're trying to switch the CPI-W, which is how we calculate the cost of living adjustment, to the CPI-E, which will give a little bit more to essentially the disabled and the retired with the cost of living adjustment. They're saying we need a less aggressive one that pays you less money. I disagree. We need one that pays more accurately as to essentially what the price increases are as a result of inflation, which is, of course, rampant and out of control right now. Number three, reducing Social Security benefits for higher earners. So essentially, they want to go ahead and reduce the amount. Instead of them getting 3,000 something, maybe they'll get essentially 2,000 something. Next one over here, number four. Co-mingling the disability and the retirement trust funds. Let's talk about that. What that is essentially taking the money from the disability trust fund and then putting it into essentially the retirement trust fund. And they're going to basically try to make the retirement trust fund bigger by putting the disability people in danger by bringing those funds over. That idea, it's one on the table. Number five, finding a way to get Americans to earn more. Well, we have to get capitalism working like capitalism again. That's the thing. Number six, finding a way to charge Americans more taxes. Well, they just did that because they're going to be auditing a heck of a lot of middle income Americans. And the idea is that we're going to tax America into a successful America, which is moronic and not going to work in the slightest. Number seven, increasing payroll taxes. Somewhat okay, somewhat popular, a 6.2% increase to maybe like a 6.4, 6.4, something like that. Maybe people would be okay with that, but you would need more of an increase than that. 8, increasing the taxable maximum amount, aka raising the Social Security earnings cap. That's basically where they're, instead of just taxing Social Security benefits up to 142, or it's 140 something thousand dollars that you basically earn, they want to increase it maybe 150, 160, 170, 180 that you pay payroll taxes on for Social Security benefits. And then the next idea here is to eliminate, number 9, the Social Security earnings cap in total. So we get rid of the cap and everybody has to pay on all earnings, no matter here, or here, a Social Security payroll tax. Next one, 10, tax benefits even more that are already taxed. Not popular. Number 11, tax benefits that are not currently being taxed. There's a corporate health insurance, thing that's not being taxed. I'm sure people will hate that. 12, freeze benefits for the wealthy and not increase them by the COLA each year. People will probably vote for that because they're not a big fan of essentially the wealthy and freezing them so that they get their benefits on monthly. I'm sure that would be fine for them in the sense of people voting for that. 13, freeze the purchasing power of benefits for everyone where they don't increase. That's going to be super unpopular because people can barely afford things right now. 14, find a group of people who can more adequately manage the financial crisis. That's pretty much our base fundamental process. The politicians that we have, they're not fixing things. They're not doing things. It's not good. Okay. Next thing, 15, have the country invest less in new technologies and more in proven profit rendering technologies. So as you know, we have a bunch of energy related technologies that work really well. Solar panels are not the future. Wind turbines are not the future. Cold fusion in a thermos bottle size, like this size, cold fusion in this size, that's the future. We have now hot fusion. Now we need cold fusion. If we can get cold fusion and put it into a thermos bottle size, that's the future. It is not wind turbines. It is not solar panels. Okay. 16, take on less immigrants and use those general taxation SSI funds to bolster the Social Security Trust Fund. That's my favorite one so far, because taking on millions of new immigrants and then using general tax fund dollars to pay them to have SSI is, in my opinion, not fair. We need immigrants because we need our gross domestic product to go up because we are not having enough kids as Americans. But very importantly, we're just basically inviting way too many people in. It costs way too much, and that's hurting the retired and the disabled as a result of that. 17, create a means test for benefits, being that people who earn over a certain amount would not be able to access certain benefits. This is true. I mean, the super wealthy, especially, they don't really use Medicare. They use essentially their own doctor, a private doctor from the most prestigious, medical facilities are flown in to treat them when needed. Okay. 18, create a new tax on the estate tax, specifically to pay Social Security benefits upon the death of an individual. State tax is another word for death tax. Death tax means you die, you're gone, all that's left is your estate, and they want to tax the pants off of it. Maybe a little bit, maybe not, whatever, but they want to put a Social Security tax on that. 20, get people eating out more again. Well, how can people do that if they can't afford things with the terrible inflation we're having? 21, stop mass funding other nations. We could reduce it. That is an option. 22, stop mass funding other wars. We could reduce it. That is an option. 23, take a portion of the military budget for new ships and apportion some to Social Security benefits. We spend a lot on the Navy. Navy's ships, okay? 24, do a Social Security stimulus for $2 trillion as a part of the $5 trillion in debt that we will be adding on top of our already existing debt. Here's the point, guys. Biden is taking out $5 trillion in debt per year around on top of our heads, right? He's just increasing our debt level by $5 trillion on all of the American people. And the problem is that none of the Social Security money is getting paid to that. That's all other nations. That's all immigrants coming into this country, mass SSI funding. That's all that kind of stuff. It's not, we did not do well when it comes to wise people at the top of the ladder. I'm not happy with what the Republicans are doing, but I'm extra unhappy with what the Democrats are doing, because they've essentially screwed up the soft landing and created a situation where there's just not enough money going to the real purpose of America. You want to know what the real purpose of America is? America is a republic, democracy with capitalism, right? Democratic republic, or democracy, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is with capitalism. And in order for essentially those things to work, we have to have one fundamental, and that is that Americans will do well in it. They will be happy, they will be taken care of. And if they're not taken care of, then the system fails. Well, what are we doing? We're taking care of immigrants, other countries, and preparing for significant wars. We are not taking care of the American people. If you look at the American dream, there's a period at the end of it. That period is retirement. That's because if you make it to there, you get the good life. You've officially made it. Life is awesome. But if your retirement can't pay for anything, and if it gets reduced like it's expected to in 2035, then people are going to have even less than they currently have, and it's a bad deal. All right, I'll catch you guys a little bit later. Thank you so much for catching up. If you could go ahead, I would super appreciate it. If you could leave a 5-star review for that farm that I've been working on. I always really appreciate the 5-star reviews above everything else. That's just incredibly helpful. That's it, the Marble Mountain Horse Estate. I'm going to put that essentially in the chat section and also the comment section once the video is loaded, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.